Hello everybody, it's Bill's Dead College Football Guy here with, yet another preview and prediction video. The videos keep coming. We're talking about the Blazers of UAB from the American. Can't say the AAC anymore. They changed it now. They're known as the American Conference. From the American. Alright. How's it going to go for them? How's it going to go for this coming season? Well, let's get into this, shall we? First off, last season they were 3-9. Not exactly the best. Trent Dilfer, former NFL quarterback, the head coach, turns for his third season as head coach at UAB. The previous 2 years, his only 2 years as a major college football head coach. Dilfer's record is 7-17. So is he on the hot seat to possibly getting fired? Well, we'll see about that. Now, 3-9. Do the math. 4-8 last year. They got to do better than 4 wins this year. Right? We'll see. But anyway, offensive coordinator Alex Mortensen returns for his third season as offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. UAB ranked 58th in total offense last season, which is actually not that bad. We have a new defensive coordinator at UAB, Steve Russ. He was previously the special assistant to the head coach at Air Force last year. Prior to that, he was the linebackers coach for the Washington Commanders for 4 seasons. So, definitely a defensive state of mind. The previous defensive coordinator, I'm going to barbecue his name, Sione Tautaho, is now the assistant defensive linebacker and assistant linebackers coach at Cal. Under Sione last season, UAB ranked 94th in total defense. Not that good. So, we get to the roster now. Quarterback, and a bunch of redshirt freshmen here. The backup job, we know who the starter is. The backup job, Ryder Burt, the redshirt sophomore, the transfer from West Virginia. Trace Campbell, the redshirt junior from last year's squad. He recorded some stats, less than 100 yards passing. But the starting job belongs to Jalen Kitna. Sound familiar? Remember NFL quarterback John Kitna? This is his son, Jalen. He's a redshirt senior. Last season at UAB, 196 out of 316, 2,209 yards, 17 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Not too good, but, hey, we got to do what you got to do here. So, Jalen is once again going to be the starter, running the things out here. Who is the starting running back going to be? Well, it's a 4-man race, because there's a couple of redshirt freshmen. There's a redshirt freshman that might make a move, but with a lot of freshmen on the roster, but realistically, it's a 4-man race. And starting job, I think, is actually up in the air, because you have 4 going to have a shot here. You got Solomon Beebe, sophomore. As a true freshman last year, recorded some stats, less than 100 yards rushing. You've got Marquise Collins, the redshirt sophomore, transfer from Duke. Didn't record any stats last year. But the 2, you have a transfer and a holdover. Isaiah Jacobs, redshirt senior, 41 carries, 162 yards, and no touchdowns. But I think the odds-on favorite to become the starting running back, Javon Jackson, the redshirt senior, transfer from UTEP. Last season at UTEP, 191 carries, 754 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He was more of a featured back. Is he going to be able to become running back number 1? We're going to see. It's going to be interesting to see if he becomes a starting running back. Now, the wide receiver room, there is definitely a lack of game experience. Those are going to say I've said about redshirt freshmen. Unless you record some stats, I usually don't think redshirt freshmen, if you don't do anything, you're going to get involved in this mix. It's usually going to be upperclassmen, redshirt sophomores, juniors, redshirt junior, senior, redshirt senior, grad transfer, on up. They're the ones who are usually going to get the playing time because they've been around in the system long enough. So realistically here, we're talking 9 guys have a shot in the wide receiver room. How many recorded the minimal stats? 10 receptions at the FBS level, 20 receptions at FCS level. How many have qualified on the wide receiver room? 4. It's just on here. So we have other guys who have not gotten the minimal number. You got Aaron Marsh, the redshirt junior. He didn't have any measurable stats last season. Along with Jalen Holmes, the redshirt junior, transfer from Oregon State. You have Brandon Hawkins Jr., the redshirt senior. Xavier Daisy, the sophomore, was last season as a true freshman, and Caleb Brown, the redshirt junior, transfer from Iowa. They had some stats, less than 10 receptions, less than 100 yards receiving, but they just didn't make enough here. Not 10 receptions. Those that qualify, the 4 here, The two biggest ones in terms of numbers are FCS products. The two from FBS, and I think we're going to get here. Actually, we're getting FBS. You've got Iverson Hooks, love the name. The redshirt sophomore, last season 14 receptions, 179 yards and a touchdown. You got Corey Milliner, the redshirt sophomore, 24 receptions, 416 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, all right. But the two FCS products I'm talking A.J. Johnson, the senior transfer from East Tennessee State, 40 receptions, 662 yards and 6 touchdowns. And Evan McCray, the redshirt senior transfer from Wingate, 42 receptions, 637 yards and 7 touchdowns. So it's going to be interesting to see who the starting wide receivers are. You got some. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes here. Tight ends, legit 5 guys got a shot at it. Nobody met the minimum qualification, 10 receptions, 10-20. Nobody met the minimum qualifications. You got Connor Harvey, the redshirt senior, and Joshua Rubin, the redshirt sophomore. They didn't record a stat last season. You've got Antonio Ferguson, the redshirt sophomore transfer from FIU. You got Elijah Lag, the junior transfer from Copiah Lincoln Community College. And you have J.C. Smiley, Sibley, the redshirt sophomore, holdover from last year's squad. Less than 10 receptions. So Lincoln had less than 20. So it's just like nobody measured up on here. So it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to go. The offensive line room is actually probably the best room in the whole offense. It's deep with a lot of upperclassmen in it. It's actually deep with experience. So I think it's probably the best room in the offense, which is going to help Kitten out in this season. Now, defense. Defensive line room, potential candidates is deep. But the guys who made the qualifications, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 guys. Good Lord. 13? 13 guys. How many meet the minimum qualifications of 10 tackles at FBS or 20 at FCS? How many made that minimum requirement out of 13 guys? 4. On the defensive line. Not good. Now we have Fred Owens, the redshirt sophomore. We got Peter Simmons III, the redshirt senior transfer from Michigan. Amori Morrison, the redshirt senior transfer from Old Dominion. Didn't record a stat last season. You have Nigel Tate, the redshirt senior transfer from Boston College. Jonathan Allen, the redshirt sophomore, holder from last year's squad. Josiah Peterson, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Rutgers. James Smyer, the senior, holder from last year's squad, along with Jaquan Mason, the redshirt freshman, and Chris Burns, the redshirt freshman. All recorded stats last season. No, they make the minimal here. Now, the guys who made the minimal, not exactly looking good here. You got one guy from FCS who put some good numbers up, but I'll get him out the way. Jamichael Rogers, the redshirt senior transfer from Miles College. 53 tackles, 8 sacks, a forced fumble, and a pass deflection. So how's that going to translate? We're going to see. Those at FBS who had the tackles to qualify here, we had 3 here. Iman Smalls, the redshirt sophomore, holder from last year's squad, 16 tackles. You've got Ezra Odinjor, the redshirt sophomore, 21 tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble. And Denver Warren, the redshirt senior transfer from Sam Houston State, 25 tackles, 2.5 sacks, and 2 pass deflections. So you have some game experience, but nobody that knocks your socks off. Linebacker room, there isn't lack of game experience, but 2 transfers are coming in, both of them from the FCS level, and they're going to make an impact. Of the guys we got qualified here, how many we got here? We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. How many meet the minimum requirements, the 10-20 rule? 3. You have, nobody was a blank on this whole school. Take away one. Calvin Pitcher, the redshirt senior transfer from Idaho State. Didn't record a stat last year, along with Gage Messick, the redshirt junior transfer from Troy. He's converting from tight end. You have Eddie Tussum, the senior holder for last year's squad, along with Brandon Franklin, the redshirt junior. Holdovers, didn't record enough stats to qualify. Of those who did stats to qualify, you have the one guy from FBS who did anything. That's Tylen McNichols, the sophomore, holder from last year's squad. Which was a true freshman last year, had 19 tackles. Now the 2 FCSs we're talking here, Second place would go to Devin Hightower, the redshirt senior transfer from Rhode Island. 92 tackles. Yeah, that's second place. 92 tackles, 3.5 sacks, an interception, and 3 pass deflections. So he's going to do something. Now, number 1, Eli Ennis, the second team FCS All-American transfer, senior transfer from Nicholls State. 111 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 3 picks, 3 pass deflections. He's going to do something. So these 2 transfers are definitely going to have an impact on this defense. Now, the DBs, best room on the defense, and it's not even close. Guys who legitimately got a shot at doing something here, we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 guys who got a legitimate shot at doing something. How many met the minimal tackles requirement? 8. Like I said, best room on the defense. So the ones who didn't do anything here. You got Jalen Cheek, the redshirt senior transfer from Boston College. He's the only one who didn't record any stats from last season. I don't know if he actually did some stats. Didn't make the minimal 10 tackles. We're talking, hold on, let me pull them up here. Kylan McKinney, the redshirt sophomore. Jalen Ferguson, the redshirt sophomore. Tasai McDaniel, the redshirt senior. Tariq Watson, the redshirt junior. And Roy Williams, the redshirt junior. All holdovers from last year's squad. Didn't meet the minimal requirement for getting stats recorded. All along with that, you've got, pull up here. I just had him. Isaiah Crozier, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Youngstown State. And Tamarian Crumpley, the redshirt senior transfer from Pitt. Also recorded stats, but not enough to qualify. Now, those who did collect stats to qualify, of the 4 we're talking, 8 we're talking about here. Let's get the FCS ones out the way, because the FBS ones are going to make some noise. The FCS ones here, we have a grand total, I believe, of 2. That's Delvin Gully, the sophomore, an FCS freshman All-American, transfer from Alabama A&M, 29 tackles, 2 picks, and 4 pass deflections. You got Pierre Royster, the redshirt senior transfer from St. Francis, 65 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, and 1 pass deflection. For those from FBS who actually made plays, worst to first. So we're going to start off with Jeremiah Vessel, the redshirt sophomore transfer from UNLV, 10 tackles, 1 sack, and an INT. We've got Donald Lee, the redshirt senior, holder from last year's squad, 20 tackles and 3 pass deflections. We've got Perry Fisher, the redshirt junior transfer from Maryland, 27 tackles and 2 pass deflections. We've got A.J. Brown, the redshirt junior, holder from last year's squad, 31 tackles, 1 sack, 1 INT, and 1 pass deflection. Make sure I don't miss anybody here. Okay, next up we've got Sarad Bryant, the redshirt senior, holder from last year's squad, 59 tackles, 1 pick, and a pass deflection. And who's number 1 on the list here of all these guys? We're talking about Josh Baca, the senior transfer from Kent State. 90 tackles and 5 pass deflections. Damn. So, yeah, the secondary is by far the best unit on the defense. Now, how's that going to translate here with this schedule? Find out Trent Dilfer's going to be on how hot the hot seat's going to be for Trent Dilfer. All right, they start off the season at home against all Alabama State. Easy for me to say. This is a season over for both schools. Last meeting between these two was in 2019. UAB only won 24-19. This was close. But you know what? I think they're going to get it done, and I'm going to give them the win over Alabama State. Then they go on the road at Navy. Navy's playing Virginia Military Institute, VMI, at home the week before. Last meeting was last year when Navy won 41-18 in Birmingham. Navy's looking to go 3-0 all-time versus UAB, and guess what? They're going to become 3-0 all-time versus UAB. Navy's getting the win. They come back home against Akron. Akron has a tougher game. You guys played Navy the week before. Akron's playing at Nebraska the week before. The only time these two schools ever met before was in 2019. UAB won 31-20 at Akron. So UAB went 31-20 at Akron. UAB is looking to go 2-0 all time versus Akron. And I looked at the Akron roster. Yeah, UAB is going to beat Akron. Then they're on the road the following week at Tennessee. My balls. I already covered this in the Tennessee preview prediction video. You're losing on the road at Tennessee. Then you get a bye. Come out of the bye at home against Army. Army plays at East Carolina the week before. East Carolina, underrated team. You have a bye week, so you got 2 weeks to prepare for Army. Last meeting was last year. Army won 44-10 at West Point. So, and ironically enough, when Army beat UAB last year, that was Army's first ever win against UAB. That's crazy. So I was figuring out who's going to win this game on here, and I looked at the Army roster. There's a lack of experience in certain positions here, so I'm more confident, as crazy as this sounds, I'm more confident with the UAB roster than I am the Army roster, even though they're on the road, but they got the bye. So, but you're not on the road, but you're at home against Army. So you're at home with 2 weeks to prepare, and their roster's weaker. Yeah, they were on the road. I still would have favored them. UAB is going to beat Army. Then they go on the road at FAU. FAU plays at Rice the week before. Last meeting was in 2023. UAB won 45-42 in Birmingham. That was a slugfest. I look at this game with the rosters. This is literally a coin flip. Who's at home? FAU's at home. I'm going to give FAU the win over UAB. Then, just did this in video not too long ago. The Battle for the Bones, home game against Memphis. I covered this game in the preview prediction video for Memphis. UAB will lose the Battle of the Bones to Memphis. Then they get their second bye, come out of the bye on the road at UConn. UConn plays at Rice the week before. You have a bye the week before. So both times that you're playing opponents out the bye, you have the bye, and they were playing games. That helps out UAB immensely. The only meeting these two have ever had was last year, and UConn won 31-23 in Birmingham. UConn's looking to go 2-0 all-time versus UAB. I looked at the schedules, going like, okay, UConn's on the road. They're playing on here. This is going to be tough. Let me see UConn's roster, and I looked at UConn's roster, and I got, as crazy as it sounds again, I'm more confident in UAB's roster than I am in UConn's, because key positions that I don't like, namely the fact that your quarterbacks, you're going to have your most experienced options of quarterbacks are FCS guys who have been injured and had only played in 4 games last year. Doesn't exactly inspire a lot of confidence. So, that being said, you're going to go on the road to UAB, and you're going to beat UConn. Then you go on the road, stay on the road, and you're at Rice. Rice plays at Memphis the week before. Oh, boy. Last meeting was last year. UAB won 40-14 in Birmingham. Rice, great academic institution, but their great football days are long behind them. You're going to go on the road to Rice, and you're going to beat Rice. Then, at home against North Texas. Here's where it flips. North Texas had...
Say a command.
No, I'm not. Shut the hell up. I'm doing a video here. Damn. Anyway, home against North Texas. North Texas actually has a bye the week before, and you're playing Rice, so they have 2 weeks to get ready for you. Last meeting was in 2023. North Texas won 45-42 in Denton. I like North Texas more than I like UAB. They're going to lose the game to North Texas. Next game up is home against South Florida. I covered this game in the South Florida. Brand blanked. Wow. South Florida preview and prediction video, if I can finally say it. You're going to lose at home to South Florida. And then final game of the year, at home, on the road at Tulsa. Tulsa plays at Army the week before. Last meeting was last year when UAB won 59-21 in Birmingham. I looked at Tulsa's roster, and I'm looking at this game. If you didn't pay attention, UAB beat Alabama State, Akron, Army, UConn, Rice. 5. The schedule worked out really well for them. I think this game may end up being a dogfight. But I'm picking UAB to beat Tulsa. So as crazy as it sounds, Dilfer, who couldn't get teams to win, I have UAB going 6-6, 3-5 in conference. They went 3-1 in non-con, beating Alabama State, Akron, and UConn, but losing at Tennessee. So they had 3-1, and that's why their record's as good as it is, because they had the non-con brought their record up. 3-5 in the American. Not exactly the best, but, hey, they're going bowling for the first time. Is that enough to keep Dilfer to keep his job? I think it probably is. But I've done enough yapping. Why don't you let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments. So again, thanks everybody for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, do me a favor. Smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. It helps the algorithm, helps the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. Again, let me run through this without all the extras. Run through the schedule again. You tell me, what do you think Alabama UAB's record will be? Home against Alabama State, at Navy, home against Akron, at Tennessee, bye week. Out of the bye week, home against Army, at FAU, home against Memphis, the Battle for the Bones. Second bye week, out of the bye, on the road at UConn, at Rice, home against North Texas, home against South Florida, and finish the season on the road at Tulsa. Check out the record, check what you think, and let me know what you think the record's going to be down in the comments. Share the video if you'd like to, and if you haven't done already, check out some other videos I've done. If you like, hey, subscribe to the channel. We're getting close to 1K. Part of me is not believing it's actually here. We're like, what, less than 30? This is crazy. We're actually getting there. So, you like it, check out the videos. If you like the videos, hey, subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. On the road to 1K, make bigger and better things happen. If you want to follow me in the craziness that is X, the link will be in the description. So again, thanks everybody for watching. We got a little bit of news stuff. I got some news videos coming up, along with scheduled preview prediction videos. I got a lot more to do. Whew. So again, thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody's having a great day. Be safe and please be good to each other.